Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Okay, and Titan FC have Travis Taylor taking on Jose Torres. Now, Travis, you're joining us. Firstly, thank you for giving us some of your time to talk about this fight coming up. Now, you're fighting on Titan FC.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, dude. Look, you're fighting on a Titan FC card, mate. UFC Fight Pass. It's going to be around the world. Pretty awesome times, isn't it?
Yeah, when you put it like that, that's going to give me butterflies.
Well, you know what? We all, guys who compete in MMA, you get in there to get onto these kind of stages, I imagine.
Yeah. My friend, my manager, and my coaches tell me, like, not that many people get that kind of opportunity at first debut to fight on a big card like this. It's going to be, I feel like, you know what, mentally I'm ready to go ahead and do this. Physically, I'm always ready to fight. You know what I mean? This is my time to just show the world who I really am as a fighter and as a person, you know what I mean?
And that's it, man. That's it, exactly. You got a chance here to put your debut out there against a guy as well who's also making his debut. The pair of you have had a good bit of experience in the amateur ranks, so you're not both going in like it's not going to be like watching Kimbo Slice and Dardar 5000. We're not going to be sitting.
Oh man,
that was. Do you know what? I felt like contacting Scott Coker and asking him to pay me to watch it, because that was hard. That was.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but,
you know what? A fight's a fight, whether they're terrible or they're bad. You know what I mean? Shouts out for the Dada 5000 for stepping up to fight in Kimbo. Shouts out for Kimbo. They put on their performance. I won't say the best performance, but they put on their performance. You know?
Yeah, they put on a performance. Yeah. We haven't found a word yet to describe that, but look, you know, we'll get I know we're going to get a higher caliber of fight with you pair, because what people might not know about yourself, because obviously Jose Torres, he done the World Championship, so he's got that notoriety from him on Fight Pass, so there's people who could maybe know about him a little bit more beforehand. But with yourself, you're no slouch. You're not too bad on the grappling side of things.
Yeah, I actually became number one in the North American Grappling Association in Jiu-Jitsu. And when it comes to fighting in general, it's just something that I love to do. I train with a whole lot of high caliber fighters. I was originally wanting to do kickboxing, but then I fell in love in the jiu-jitsu area when I started working with a lot of high level jiu-jitsu artists like Fabio Mello, Mauricio Silva, Marcon Silva. Like, there's a lot of great ground guys. And then working on wrestling, catch wrestling, collegiate wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling. It's like I fell in love with more of the grind part of fighting, not just like the techniques of just like combinations, uppercuts here and there. I fell in love with the grind, like the mental part of the game, where it's like it comes down to will, like who really wants it, you know. Like, you don't learn that from just anything. You learn that from jiu-jitsu, wrestling, just the wrestling grind. I learned that, and I fell in love with it. And I enjoy it to the team. So I just know that this fight, Jose Torres, is going to be a grind. It's going to be a match, because he comes from a grappling background, and I may be a striker, but I'm when it comes to the grappling. I have no problem going to the ground with him or clinching up with him. I respect that side of the martial art, so I will be more than happy to meet him also.
Well, what I love about the standard these days of fighters who are making their pro debut, or whether it be like their first fight or their second or third pro fight, because of the standard of amateur fighters these days, I already have. I kind of look forward to these pro debuts, because I think they're almost, you know, they're polished, you know, they're a lot cleaner versions than 10 years ago, and I look forward to the fact that, you know, you've got this background that guys 10 years ago wouldn't have had. They've only probably got that kind of caliber now. You know, it takes them a lot of time to build that up, and this is what's so good about the amateur. You know, we've got two guys here, yourself and Jose, who have both got very good, standards, and we're just going to get a cracking fight. And it's awesome that we get that chance to see that these days. And I think it's something that will be more common, obviously this year and next year and so forth, because it's going to just be a more common theme when you see the guys making their pro debuts.
Yeah, not even that. It's just the fact that you don't see guys who are just more hungry. Like you said, back in the days, guys were just like jumping in and stuff. Nowadays, you got guys who are taking the time and amateur to polish their craft, polish their technique, find out what's their background from being a stand-up fighter, a grappling fighter, or just be great at all around. And once they figure that out and they get the proper tunage to it, they are just ready to go into the pro league just so they can show it, and they're just hungry, not just for the win, but just for the opportunity, you know what I mean? So, just like you said with me and my opponent, I don't know too much about him, but the fact that I heard that he had a awesome amateur record shows that he's going to come in this game ready to go, you know what I mean? He's not going to come trying to be hesitant, not knowing really what to do. He's going to come already knowing what he's going to want to do, as I am too. I know exactly where I want this fight. I know exactly how I'm going to operate in this fight. And I believe there's going to be butterflies here and there, but all around you're going to get these two young up-and-coming fighters who are looking to make a name, and I feel like we're going to do that, win, lose, or draw between me and him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I completely agree. And what I love about now, like you said, you polish your craft. That's the thing. You make your mistakes in amateur. You make a lot of your mistakes in amateur ranks, and they kind of get scrubbed off now. And that's great that it happens, because you can go into amateur ranks and you can be a bit more experimental without it being too detrimental on your kind of future in the pro ranks. If you go out there, you make a load of mistakes. It's hard to pull yourself out of that. But then with the amateur ranks, you can go and make a handful of mistakes and go, right, okay, this definitely doesn't work. I'm not very good at that. I won't do that again. And let's move on. And that's what I love about the amateur ranks.
No, you're absolutely right. When I first started in MMA, amateur period, like I said, initially wanted to be a kickboxer. And then when I got talked into doing MMA, I had a decent record. I did okay, but then when they started putting me with kids who are actually like embracing the art of mixed martial arts, and I never really learned the side of the grappling side. Like I said, I came from a strict striking background, and you can check my amateur record. I got out grappled, I got out wrestled and everything. But then when I started embracing the whole art of mixed martial arts, like I made those mistakes as an amateur, But when I started to embrace the side of being a grappler, not just being a striker, it put a whole 180 in my game, and I was able to actually show my true potential in the amateur bracket, and I'll tune it up and figure out what I want to do as a fighter, and not be scared where the fight goes, not be timid where the fight goes. Like, I'm comfortable all around. I can still operate my game plan and still be okay if the fight goes, if the fight makes a left,
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like as amateur, that's like the biggest key as a fighter, is to find your comfort zone, find where you are comfortable at, be good all around, but know what you want to do as a fighter, and not just be put in bad places and be tentative and not know how to operate. Me personally, I don't believe that anybody can learn that jumping right into pro. It starts with the amateur. It starts, like you said, with making those mistakes. And I was so fortunate to have people in my gym who saw that in me, and they made me stay in amateur, because I was so just ready to jump into pro, just wanted to do it. But then, like, they made me sit down and actually learn, not just go out there and be like another brawler, be just a regular fighter. They turned me into and molded me into a mixed martial artist. Now, I am comfortable wherever the fight goes,
Yeah, and you know what? That's what this sport I love is. It's not an individual sport, like you said straight away. There, you mentioned your teammates, because they care about how you perform and how your career goes. It's not about it's not selfishness. There's not guys just being all about me. You all work together to help in each individual's goals. You know, and they saw your potential, and they didn't want you to go out there and get thrashed in the pro ranks. They wanted you to come into the amateurs, learn your trade, and go off then to be a more well-rounded fighter. Now, you mentioned your teammates. For this fight camp then, is there a different approach? Because obviously it's going to be a pro fight. Have they stepped it up in any way? Is there anything a bit different than maybe what you usually do?
Honestly, well, even as amateurs, our coach Magnus Verda, he told us the all-around goal for us was to go pro. So I know in amateur they do 3-minute rounds, and pros is 3 5-minute rounds. Our coach, he had us doing 5-minute rounds from the jump street, and he always made sure in the striking department we always push the pace. Don't try to knock each other out, but we put the pressure so they know what it feels like. But when it came to the grappling and the wrestling, we had to learn the grind. We had to respect the grind. So for this camp, I wouldn't say anything changed. It was just more so we had to just work. Pretty much, it was just the same old camp. Like, we just worked. We just worked hard. Hard work made easy work. When we put in the hard work, the outcome will be easy. You know what I mean? So like, he just put that in our head, and that's just how we always operated. We always trained hard. We always show up. And like you said, it all revolves around your team. And my team at CS MMA, we're like a family. If one of us is going to war, they put it in us mentally, we're all going to war. We are all going to be there. We're going to all be there to support the person, make sure the person is ready. Not just physically ready, but mentally ready, spiritually ready, emotionally ready. Everything is going to be on point for that one night. You know what I mean? So, like, for this fight, my team has already put it in my mind. I'm already mentally ready to go. I'm self-motivated, but it was even more of a blessing to have them help motivate me also for this fight. So, like, I'm more than, like, motivated. I'm pumped, and I'm just happy, and I feel blessed to have this opportunity to show what my gym really does put forth towards their fighters, you know what I mean, as far as me and the rest of my teammates.
Hey, and
I'm happy to be that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to it as well. You know, I'll be tuning in. I'll be at home, tuning in on my Fight Pass, and I'll be watching it. Don't you? Watching it from the very start till the very end.
Oh man, I was looking at the card. I feel like the card is just so stacked. It's just so crazy. It's gonna be a crazy card. And then when I looked at the card and then all of a sudden I see my name on it, it was like I almost wanted to drop into tears because I couldn't believe this was happening. You know what I mean? It's like everything just felt so surreal. My coaches, Magnus, always told me everything happens for a reason. You should never shun your way from any type of blessing that comes your way. And this blessing came my way. I grabbed it with both hands, and like I haven't looked back since. You know what I mean? So like I'm all in. I'm all happy. I'm all blessed for this opportunity. I can't wait to showcase what I really can do and who I really am. You know. Well,
look, it's 15 minutes potentially maximum of hard work. That's all you got to do is put out 15 minutes of everything you've got, and then after that, you'll just be able to enjoy the weekend and relax and just absorb the rest of it, you know. And I'll tell you what, have a great time, you know. Really do have an awesome weekend. Enjoy the whole week, fight week, and everything building up to it, and just absorb it all and just make the most of it. You know, each time it's a great memory to take with you. Now, before I let you go, can you let people at home know what, like, your Twitter, if you have any, or Facebook or Instagram is?
Believe it or not, I never really had a Twitter account at first. My coaches put it on me, so Charles, you gotta get a Twitter account now. Like, it's like social media is the thing in the world. So I'm like, okay. So I just made a Twitter account. It's TJ56Ace. On Facebook, Travis Taylor. My fan page, I also just made Travis TNT Taylor. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will work on all the other social media so the fans can get a hold of me. But that's right now is what I have. I would love to give a shout out to my coaches, Magnus Virgil, Luke Jackson, Tommy Elliott, Marcio Silva, all my teammates from CSMA. I love you guys. My mentor, Rob Canova, his wife, Mindy Canova, their two sons, Chachi Canova, Sammy, who's actually wrestling state on the same day as me fighting. I can't wait. Like, we're both going to do great that day. It's going to be an awesome day. Sammy Canova, shout out to him, and the whole Olympic high wrestling team. You know, like, this moment is just something that the whole, them and myself been waiting for. It's been a long time coming. We're just, like, everybody can say, we're all just pumped and ready. Like, I'm happy right now. I'm blessed. Regardless of the outcome of anything, I will continue to be blessed. This is going to continue to be a blissful and joyful moment for me. You know what I mean? I can't say no more than that. You know what I mean? This is going to be a great moment. I just can't wait.
Travis, thank you very much. And that was a great way to finish it off. And thank you so much for your time, man.